Some bets are just more fruitful than others. Let's find out who deserves a fruit basket of their own for helping the Primetime Action Crew win this weekend.
Fruit baskets, ladies and gentlemen, are a virtual sort of gift to those that have helped us win wagers this past weekend. Kelley, this is sort of a joint one. I'll let you do the honors on the first one.
Well, it's a family one. It's a family one. You know, we kind of had to split the difference of who we want to give more credit to. Bill Belichick for calling the play in the spot he did, or Nick Folk for just clanking that off the post.
I go Belichick myself.
Okay.
I was surprised by the decision. I really was.
I was a little surprised. Matt, you didn't seem as surprised. I was a little bit, but like you said, you saw the kick was good.
He knew he had the leg to get. Obviously, he knew he had the leg to do it, and he did. He proved it. I mean, he doinked it up the pole, whatever. So, 5 years ago, it would have surprised me. Like, every one of these kickers can make 56-yarders now. It's a requirement.
Tom Brady said the word weather 20 times post-game, and Chris Collinsworth said he had a plant foot problem 20 times. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think it goes back to something, we were talking a little bit about this off air, Gil, but I'm like, I don't know if any of us expected the weather to be that bad going into it.
Did anybody talk about the weather? I didn't.
No, maybe day of, I started hearing things, but I didn't hear much of it like 24, 36, 48 hours beforehand. Although I will say, this is another good reasons why teasers are so great, right? You're not laying 7, you're laying that 1.5, 2, 1.5, 2, and that gets home in a sloppy game like that where it comes down to a last-second field goal, whereas the spread really never had a chance.
Nick Folk, Bill Belichick, enjoy your fruit. You two have a joint fruit basket as well.
Yeah, I added you onto this one, Matt. You just wanted Tyreek Hill. I added Patrick Mahomes too.
Kelley was too cheap to buy all the fruit.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. I had to go steal it from the EDO.
He's got to go steal it from down there anyway. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions on 12 targets, 186 yards, and 3 touchdowns in a 42-30 win. Over the Philadelphia Eagles, I had the Chiefs at 5.5 on that kind of early line that we were able to get them at. And then I also had them, what really mattered, in a rather large teaser leg, which ties back into our previous fruit basket that we just gave away as well. And really, really, really needed that Chiefs and Bucks teaser to get home to have another good week this week. And did have to sweat that last one, but did not have to sweat this one one bit. Tyreek Hill is unguardable if you try to actually play him and not just keep him underneath. He is unguardable if you allow him to do what he does well.
I had a buddy texting me yesterday during the end of that game, and he was heavy on the Chiefs too. Just text me about how good Tyreek is, and 5 seconds later he scores that final touchdown where it's just Eagles kind of gave up. He runs right by everybody. It's so easy. But yeah. Is 11 catches on 12 targets good? That's pretty good. That's
11 for 186 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, is that a good fantasy day?
Average. That's pretty impressive.
The other thing, and again, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but that's the other deal. Is this Chiefs team can just hit you so many different ways. Travis Kelce had 23 yards.
Yeah. Isn't that much?
He only had 23 yards.
But Edwards-Helaire went off.
It was Tyreek Hill, but they figured out how to run the ball with Clyde. They can just come at you so many different ways.
I think, and it's one of those where, we were kind of just talking about this Chiefs defense. To me, it makes these performances by Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and company even more impressive when they've got to know by now their defense isn't as good as what it's been in the past.
Yeah.
And when the pressure's actually on Mahomes to go out there and score to keep up with the other team, it's more impressive when they do things like this. I think that's going to get lost a little bit in the shuffle as the season goes on.
Though he had issues with it the last couple weeks in pressure time.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So, I guess we'll see how well he handles it the rest of the year. But yesterday, no problem, and he got it done.
I, too, had in addition to the 2-leg teasers, I put in one massive teaser a week as well. Yesterday, I had one that did close with the Bucks, so the Bucks made all things possible. Let's make that clear. But one of the legs, and it was a 4-teamer, was on the Green Bay Packers. And 4th and 10 at the Pittsburgh 13 with 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Green Bay up 14-10. The Steelers appeared to block a Mason Crosby field goal attempt with Minkah Fitzpatrick taking it to the house to put the Steelers up. Instead, the officials blow the whistle and they say, yeah, I'm sorry. You timed that way too perfectly. Offsides. Mason Crosby then from 5 yards closer, chip shot. Green Bay goes into the locker room up 17-10. That of all game-changing plays in all the games yesterday in the National Football League, that was the most game-changing of all of them. Just absolutely a gift to the Packers. I think they timed it perfectly.
I had a couple teasers tied into that too, Gil. I was shocked they called that.
I was super
I thought
shocked.
they timed it perfectly.
Yeah.
I was shocked as well. Even when that happened, I would have live bet the Packers without a
there's no
problem.
guarantee the Packers wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
That we need to say as well. But just saying.
I'm with it. Really, like if that's as good as a special teams can do, are we really going to hold them back from that close of a penalty call too?
Steelers could have stolen 2 games via special teams. Matt, you have a couple fruit baskets.
Yeah, another one here for the Browns defense. This was another game that I was super, super bullish on and super, super invested in. And look, this was not a good performance by Baker Mayfield. He actually was the lowest graded quarterback of the week. Even lower than Ben Roethlisberger, who, by the way, second lowest. He is washed. I mean, he is completely washed. But yes, Baker Mayfield graded even lower. This could have been much worse, so I'm okay with my handicap of the game. I think whenever I, kind of explained how this is going to go, I don't think the Browns are ever going to give you a very easy sweat. I think it's going to be a sweat with them a lot of times because they're going to play defense and they're going to kind of run slow and whatever. But Baker missed 2 different game-changing play. I mean, Odell Beckham was running wide open one of the times.
The one where he threw behind him,
just completely missed, and another one where he had him up the seam too, just completely missed him again. It would have been worse than it was, but the defense stepped up. I mean, this was a Vikings team that had put up a ton of points on a ton of different teams on 3 different teams so far, and they couldn't do anything against this defense. This defense is going to be a bull against every single team that they play. And if Baker's not going to be the worst graded quarterback of the entire week very often, and so as long as you can get just middle of the road average performances out of him, they're going to get Jarvis Landry back. Odell looks like he's pretty healthy out there, and of course they can run the ball with the best of them. This defense keeps playing like this. It is. I'm really, really glad on the handicap I had of this Browns team, and then the Ravens, the other team that we were all over this week. Not only just from a straight, the +1, +1.5, whatever you got it at, but also getting them up in a teaser leg as well. It was a mismatch. Now, Teddy Bridgewater did go out of the game. That being said, they were going to win this game regardless. It was not getting home for the Broncos in this one, and so appreciate that as well, making it after a rancid week 2. We have now had a good week 3 and a good week 4. So hopefully we can keep this rolling here in week 5.
Excellent use of rancid, by the way. And ladies and gentlemen, the final fruit basket goes to the San Francisco Giants, who end the season with 107 wins, win the National League West. Best record in all of baseball. Their season win total before the season started was a very, very pedestrian 75.5. So they exceed their season win total by 31.5 games. Now they get to go play the division series. They will take on the winner of the Dodgers-Cardinals wildcard game, which takes place on Wednesday night. And they will not play until Friday, the Giants, in the division series if they manage to somehow win the World Series. And my money says that they will. But if they do, it is not only one of the great sports stories of 2021, but I am going to say that it is one of the great sports stories of this century conservatively thus far. Your San Francisco Giants. I bet them at -101 to win the NL West 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago when they were fending off the Dodgers, and by the time they played yesterday, or really the night before, it was a prohibitive favorite. They get it done. Thank you, Giants. Fruit basket of the highest order to the SF Giants.